What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Grey Man Operations. As promised, range bag review. Now, those who follow the channel will know that, or will see that this bag looks a lot like my EDC backpack. That is because it is a exact replica of my EDC backpack. I liked this bag so much that I bought another one for myself as a range bag. If you want to see my EDC backpack review, it's either popping up here or like somewhere here in your screen if you're watching on YouTube. And remember, if you are a patron, I'm giving away another one of these backpacks in this video, and then at the end of September I'm giving away a Canik Meta SF on Patreon. So if you want to join on Patreon, it's the first link in the video description below. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, it's the first comment. Let's get right to it. So let's start from the outside. If we come around to the back of this, it's important for you guys to note that this bag is packed to the max and that I only carry my stuff in here simply because there's so much stuff in it. I told Michelle, listen, you're going to have to carry your own range bag. A pair of mechanic impact gloves, legitimately, I've never used these. I wish I do use them more often, you know. At this point, they're just on here because it's always on my range bags. Just that I know where they are, but I need to use these more because shooting with gloves on is vastly different to shooting without gloves on. So that's on there. And then this is a tourniquet inside of a Fieldcraft Survival tourniquet holder. It's on the, like a little strap on the shoulder strap. And I recently did this because someone told me it's just a cool idea to have an emergency medical just readily available on your range bag, because you never know, you can be on the range and it isn't you that has a problem, it's someone else that has a problem. If they see this bright orange tourniquet, they can just run, grab it and use it if they absolutely have to. So I just keep this on the shoulder sling. When you're wearing it, you don't even know. But it's good to have a tourniquet. This is a combat application tourniquet, you know, the industry leader in tourniquets. Now, the way I've got this bag kitted out is I want access to my most important stuff to start shooting first, or easily, shall I say. So let's flip it to the top. In this top section here, let's slide this open. We have high-vis orange, which I really like. You have a pair of, I think this is the Earmore M32s or 31s. I think it's 32 over-ear hearing protection. If I need to shoot, I need this on, so that's going to be right on top here. And then also a pair of Wiley X. I believe this is the Valors. So if I open these, you will see I've got the ones with the clear lenses on that because I was shooting at the indoor range most recently. But it also has the darkened lenses, and it also has the sort of nighttime high visibility lens type deals. So that I keep on top here so that once I'm at the range, I literally pull this out and I can start shooting, right? Literally good to go. Now remember, guys, I am in the YouTube business, so I will be carrying more gear than most people in my range bag, so bear with me, okay? Coming to the bottom here, this section here, and I am going to take everything out of this bag for you guys. Okay, we've got three things. One, a folded up bag. This is a Lino skate shop bag from my rollerblading / skateboarding days. For empty shell casings, if I do feel like collecting, or if I'm on an indoor range and I just want to clean up after myself, I will sometimes bring my shell casings back home. And then this is a Urban Warrior EDC med pack. These are not available anymore, however they will soon be available for my patrons. So if you want to get yourself one of these, this has everything: Salox, chest seals, NPA. It also has a little convenience kit here with tablets, plasters, that sort of thing. Obviously a tourniquet. The full deal. This is one of the best med kits I've ever seen to carry on you, or in a backpack, excuse me. So we've got those. And then here you'll notice I don't like things laying loose. So I like things in pouches, okay? Very importantly, ammunition. This is around 200 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 200 rounds of ammunition. No point going to the range without that. If I need to carry more than 200 rounds, I'll just chuck it in the top of the bag. You'll see there is a little space left over. Guys, with range bags, remember, no one is right and everyone, no one is wrong and everyone is right, because you're going to have different needs to me. So don't stress, don't be too stressed if I'm carrying stuff you're not carrying, or if you're carrying stuff that I'm not carrying. Then actually, you know what, let's go to the back section. Right here, this section here, there's a zip that pulls open. I use this very often, you'll see why. Firstly, most importantly, masking tape. You definitely need this for the range. And incredibly importantly, a shot timer. So I will generally also go to this pocket when I get to the range. You'll see I haven't even opened the bag yet, but I can already start shooting, right? I've got my ears, I've got my eyes, and I've got masking tape and my shot timer. Those are like the vitals of shooting at the shooting range, and then obviously also your ammunition. And the bag itself technically hasn't been opened yet. So this is a really nice padded pocket. You don't even feel it when you are carrying the bag. Coming around to the front, now here's maybe some of the things that I don't often use. Let's just show you this. This is a water bottle pocket. Very important, especially for shooting at outdoor ranges. I'll just put that out of shot because it can be a bit blinding. So this pocket is this thing, where it keeps it cool or keeps it warm, whichever's inside there. Very, very nice. Then you've got another pocket here. This pocket contains, this is just an old cleaning kit, right? I've got a really nice cleaning kit for at home, but this is like a really old one, okay? And I just take this with to the range just as a in case, you never know what you need to do at the range, or if maybe you haven't cleaned your gun in a while and starts acting up on the range and you're on a course and you just have to do a quick clean. It's got everything you need there. This is actually from one of the Qantas Airlines little pouches you get, but this is just a quick range cleaning kit that I have, because like I say, you never know what you're going to need and when you're going to need it. And then also nothing else in here besides this. This is very important. I do a lot of testing of gear, and so I will have like a red dot mounting and adjustment tool, some spare red dot batteries, spare batteries for my over-ear protection, spare batteries for my weapon mounted lights, and another red dot adjustment tool, and quite a few other red dot adjustment tools as well. Whenever I get the red dot, I just chuck the added tools in here, so that when I am on the range, if I need to zero a red dot or whatever, I have this sucker with me. That's all that is in this front pocket. And then we've got another pocket here. Now the reason this pocket has this little tab on it, it's a Strauss & Co tab, is if we're moving ranges or whatever, then I tend to just wrap this on here and go like that. Sometimes I will just leave that on there like that. So when I get to the range, I can just start shooting. This is obviously when I'm not filming. You will see what I add when I'm filming in a second. But that you can also put your over-ear headphones on, ear protection on there, pretty much anything. And it's a nice zipper pull. So this section here, we open it up. Okay, here we have, in this pocket, we have some spare Glock mags for my Glock. And then we have a Sharpie. These, I don't know, they dry out super quickly for me. I don't know why. Then I've got this little tool in this pocket here. Okay, this is, one of those barrel cleaning majiggies. I saw someone saying, just have one of these, because have you ever been to the range and you load 5 rounds, but it feels like you shoot 4, and it's like, do you have a round stuck in the barrel or whatever? These are nice because you can just stick it down the barrel and without having to take the gun apart. Now, it's never happened to me. Right? I just thought when I heard it, that actually makes so much sense. So, what harm is it just to carry this little barrel cleaner majiggy for if you do ever experience something like that? Again, never used it, but I just thought, it's such a small, light thing to carry. Why not? And then here we have an O-light. The reason I like this O-light is it's not too bright. So if something's happening with your gun and you need to check it, you don't want a light that's super bright because, you know, it tends to be blinding, especially if you're rolling at night, doing a nighttime course. You also want something you can tuck onto the peak of your cap. There's those reversible clips that you can tuck on the peak of your cap and work on your gun hands-free. So just having a nice little flashlight that is like AA so you can get batteries anywhere is really, really cool. So this is one of the O-light. What is this? This is an i5T Plus. Really nice little light, just for utilitarian stuff. And then I've got another Koki. These Kokis, guys, the Schneider Max 230 permanent marker. These suckers last. You can put it like that or like that. Really good permanent markers. Get yourself one of those. Oops, sorry, that's just at the table. Then we've got a few Canic mags. And then I've got another one here that is attached to one of these. Oh, this stuff is so tight. I'm just going to lift it up, lift the whole bag up. One of these Neomag Alias magnetic clips. If you're on the range doing a course and doing a course, a lot of people, sometimes people don't bring spare mag carriers. So you can just borrow them that. They can tuck the mag in their pocket and they can run it that way. It's just a convenience thing that I mean, it's so small, it doesn't take up any space. Nothing else in this pocket. Let's just zip this sucker closed. Then on this side, I carry, this is going to seem a bit weird, but it'll make sense in a second. These things. So you won't know what this is, and more than likely you won't need this. But when I drop test the red dot, I put this on the front and back of the slide and the base of the gun, just to protect the gun. You know, so a lot of my firearms have like really nice Cerakotes and things like that, and there's no need to like unnecessarily damage the look of it. I want honest wear, not drop test wear. So I'll just put that on the front, back, and bottom, just to protect the firearm itself. And then also in here is, I just stuck this in here. This is the recoil springs for my SFX. Remember I did a video quite recently of the different Canic SFX recoil springs. I didn't know where to put them when I was done, so I just stuck them in there. And then also deep in here, rolled up quite tightly, is a spare peak cap. You ever get to the range and you forgot to bring your peak cap? It's a nightmare. So I always just tuck a spare in there, just nice to have. Okay. And then coming around to the top or the main compartment, I like it because you just open it up and you can yank. So we've got this main compartment. Now, how do I show this to you best? This here is a full tripod, guys. This thing can extend to 6 feet high or tall. Okay. Very cool little tripod. Literally an out cheaper. I think I got it on Takealot or Temu or something. But such a cool little travel tripod. Very, very cool for if you film videos. Okay, and then on this side, so we've got these pockets here. Inside this pocket is my M20T Pros, which I'm testing for review. These are in-ears. Nice to have, especially if you're going to an outdoor range and it's super hot. It's nice to have these so that you, it's just comfortable, you know, so you don't have to have that over ears on a super hot day. These are being tested for review, so stay tuned for that. That's in the side pocket here. In the other side pocket, I've got another one of these Gorilla Grip style tripods. Guys, don't be afraid to film yourself at the range, okay? It's very useful to go back, and watch yourself shooting and seeing where your flaws are. Also in this pocket is, in the side pocket is like the little cell phone mount. So these are cool because you loosen it and you can position your phone any way you want. This then just screws onto here and holds your phone in place. Don't be afraid to film yourself at the range, guys. If people think you're being silly or dumb or whatever, let people think that that's their prerogative. Go back, watch what you're doing, and compare it to people who know what they're doing and see where your flaws and faults are. It's a very valuable tool to see yourself and how you are shooting. Then in the back here, I keep some targets. I make my own. Let's just put my hand over there so it'll focus. I make my own targets. You don't need to go buy fancy targets, guys. The A-zone is easy to make. Just make your own. Let's take that off shot because it's so bright. Okay, and then in the front section here, I keep a little multi-tool. These are one of the TerraTac multi-tools, like super inexpensive. I keep it with the bit kit. Comes with a bit kit there. These are super inexpensive multi-tools. It's got a scissors, it's got a saw, it's got a blade, it's got screwdrivers. Just for whatever, maybe to fix a staple gun or something like that, you know. Just having it with you, it takes up no space, and it's just nice to have a tool like this at hand. Okay, then in this section right here, I will keep my camera. Now, obviously, I can't show you the camera I keep in here because it's the camera I'm filming with. But this camera is very similar in size. The camera I film with is a Canon M50. As a YouTuber, the most important thing with a camera is autofocus and the ability to see yourself in your camera. So this is the lens I would use. I'm using a different lens to film this video. But the camera I use is very similar in size, except the screen opens out to the side. Okay, but when you hold them like this, they're very similar in size. This is the lens that I would ordinarily use, 18 by 55. Get that there. And then if it's darker or I want to get a bit closer without getting too close, I will use a 24mm lens. I've got the mount that mounts this to a mirrorless camera because the cameras I film with are mirrorless cameras. So there's that. And then I will also have the original lens that comes with the camera in that sucker, and a spare SD card, and that sits inside this thing. Now guys, something I did want to show you, I don't carry a notepad. That's because, as I mentioned in my EDC backpack video, everything I need is right here. So like, I've got it on lock now, but I mean, I don't know if you can read this. It says 5 shots from holster, 1 reload 1 times 5 times 5, 3 reload 3, and I can literally tick on there. I can write notes to myself. I generally write out what I'm going to do on my tablet and sync it to my phone. So any notes I need to take, I then just have it on my phone as and when I need it. And then guys, let's say you don't carry all the stuff I carried in the main compartment, okay? It's a very substantial main compartment. You can get a lot of stuff in there. Like you can get this entire setup right here in there and good to go. And you can also get a full Core Essentials range belt all tucked away in there. So like the bag itself, man, look at this table, it's a mess. The bag itself is a very capable backpack, and I like carrying a range bag on my back because ammo is heavy, man. Having that shoulder sling style range bags, it's not that much fun when you're carrying a few hundred rounds of ammunition. Let's switch the view quickly and give one away, and then we can come back and end one. Okay guys, so as per usual, I'm going to take the list of our active patrons. There's 345 of you as of today. I'm going to copy that list and paste it into a name randomizer, which is going to randomize the order as well as assign a number to it. 345 entries have been randomized. I'm then going to take the numbers 1 to 345, take that, and copy it into a random wheel of names. Let's just copy that and paste it here. Okay, there's usually an extra entry at the bottom here, which we just remove, and I'm going to shuffle that order. 345 entries, and the number this lands on, the name that corresponds with it, is going to be the winner of this week's backpack, and it is going to be number 332. So if you scroll down here, 332 is Bransby Kleinans. 332, let's just confirm, 332. So well done to you, Bransby. I will make contact with you on Patreon and sort you out with that backpack. Remember, guys, end of September, we are giving away a Canik Meta SF. Let's switch the view and in. So well done to that Patreon winner. I will reach out to you on Patreon and get you one of these bags sent. Guys, remember at the end of September, we are giving away a Canik Meta SF on Patreon. That is my range bag review, guys. Remember, I might carry stuff you don't carry. You might carry stuff I don't carry. The methodology is always changing and adjusting. No one's right, no one's wrong. We're always trying to optimize, but that's where I find myself at the moment, and I tend to have everything I need. That is it, guys. I will catch you next week for another review. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.